So when we talk about the most popular colors for Christmas, obviously red and green is going to be there. We talked about vintage red in another one of these sessions, but we're going to talk about elegant red today. And we're also going to mix it with garden style. Because of the pandemic, one of the biggest trends that we saw this year was people getting out into their gardens and getting more involved with flowers. That was wonderful for Jay Schwanke's Life in Bloom because our show got more and more attention. We're actually seeing 92 million people across the US watching Jay Schwanke's Life in Bloom. And we get wonderful comments about them all the time. I know that you've seen it here on NETV has been so great about hosting it, and the fact that people want to get out in their gardens. So we can carry that garden theme over, even with an elegant look for our Christmas decorations as well. So we're going to make two arrangements today. The first one we're going to make is going to be an elegant red Christmas, and then we're going to put a little garden spin on it. And we'll show you how those two things work together. We'll be using this wonderful pot. I love it because it looks like it's hand thrown and has great ridges in it and stuff like that. I've placed foam in the bottom, and we're going to use some of our elegant decorations to create that. We're going to use these beautiful velvet poinsettias. Isn't that gorgeous? And we're going to carry that velvet poinsettia theme across this entire look. We're also going to use some sparkle. We've got some red that sparkle, and this almost looks like it's boxwood that's been red and glittered. Okay, so we'll use a little bit of that. We're going to use, of course, our frosted pine cones with the frosted foliage. That's going to be great. Remember, there's so many great opportunities for you to go to Campbell's and look at the different types of foliage that they have, whether it's permanent flowers or whether it's permanent foliage. They've got all sorts of different evergreens for you. And remember, they're open on Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. And then on Sundays from noon to 5. Remember to wear your mask and remember to keep social distancing, all very important during this time, but there's still great Christmas stuff at both locations, 40th and 56th. We're also going to use some of these wonderful white twigs. That's going to be great. And then we're going to use some eucalyptus that's been frosted and a little bit of other frosted foliage. I'm not really sure what this guy is. This is where I need my experts at Campbell's to tell me what kind of foliage this one actually might be. But I think it looks great. You'll notice it has a little lime green tint to it too. So that's going to be really awesome too. So we're going to make it inside here. We're going to be using our Knipex, Knipex, Knipex 7101200, the handheld bolt cutters, because this is going to cut through these sturdy stems very easily for us. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with our central vertical axis. That's the thing that comes out of the center of the bouquet, right? And that means that we can create a bouquet that has strong central vertical axis. Typically, when you're learning flower design, that's what you learn first, is to add that central vertical axis. So we're going to add that with these wonderful little branches. And that's going to be great inside here. We've got a couple other pieces. We're going to save those for a little bit later. Then we're going to go in with our foliage. So our next step. Now, this is what I love about the pieces of foliage that they have here. Look at this. I'm going to do this. 1. So that's one piece. 2, another one. 3, another one. And we still have this one, 4th one. And actually, before this started, I cut one off and used it back here. So I got 5 pieces out of this one branch. And that's going to be great value for us because it's going to allow us to make 3 arrangements by the time we're done with this. All right, so let's take a look. We're going to add that foliage now. Now, again, in some of the other videos, I used my hot glue, and you can use that to place your stems into the foam if you think you're never going to want to change it. If you think you're going to want to change it after the holidays and use this maybe for another project, you could sure do that too. So you can pick and choose. So on this one, I'm just sticking those in so that we've got that. Now we're going to go ahead and use some of our foliage too. So you can see what we've got going there. Really easy. The thing that I think is so important, and one of the things that we're noticing with our TV show on PBS, Jay Schwanke's Life in Bloom, is that it makes people comfortable with arranging flowers. And that's one of the things that's super important to me is when you're arranging flowers like this, your body's actually secreting endorphins that make you feel more relaxed, more calm, less depressed, it's a really good therapy for us to be creating flowers. And I think it's wonderful. I'm going to use one more piece of this one. I'm going to save this for later. We'll get to that. All right. And there, we're going to stick this in here. So now I've got those three all the way around. Look at how easy that is. And that's the other cool thing is this can be fast. It can be a fast, easy way for you to create some decorations yourself. There's nothing better than making it yourself. And you feel accomplished when you do that. Now, of course, the great people at Campbell's will make things for you too. And they have talented designers there who are going to make beautiful bouquets for you too if you want them. But if you want to try your hand at it, this is a great way to do it and start with something simple like this that's going to be easy for you to execute. We're going to stick our... Look at how great that looks. Now, you're going to notice we've got a hole right there in the center. And that's what we call the focal area. When we have a central vertical axis, we have a focal area that falls right there. That's where our eye is going to go to. And what's better to put in that focal area than this beautiful poinsettia? So we're going to cut that. We're going to drop him down right inside there. And that's going to complete the arrangement. It looks really nice, right? And it's just a fun way for us to have that. Now, if we want to add a little bit of ribbon, we can do that because you know how I love ribbon. This ribbon matches that. And so if we were to add this, it would keep it very red. This one has a little bit of lime green in it. And what I love about that lime green is when we add lime green to an arrangement, it makes the other colors look more intense. And so we're going to add a little strip of this lime green. I love this ribbon. And remember, you can go to Campbell's and pick out your own ribbon or have them make bows for you. But it's got all these wonderful rhinestones and a great little pattern on there. It looks just wonderful. And they got so many different ribbons to choose from. That's one of my favorite parts is when I'm making arrangements at the Campbell's Nursery is to go look at the different types of ribbon because it's certainly really, really impressive. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pinch that together. So we're going to have those two loops coming out of there. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sink that up right inside here. I'm going to use my stick and I'm going to put it on the ribbon and push that ribbon right down into the foam. Okay? And so now I've got those two tails that are going to stick out in my arrangement. I'm going to want this one to tuck underneath there so it doesn't cover up my poinsettia. But there, it's a really simple way. Now, we can already start to create some fun decorations with that. We can bring out a couple of these Christmas trees. Look at how wonderful those look. I love the little bottle brush. This reminds me of the Art Deco stuff that I have here at the house, and I just love these Christmas trees. I just think that they're so vintage looking and they look so great. And they're elegant as well. So that's fun. Candles. This is one of my favorites. And this is the Christmas one. And they have these candles at this is the Fresh Cut Fraser. So if you have a permanent tree, it's a great way for you to add that Christmas fragrance to your home. I burn these all November and December. I don't even know if this is going to get in the box and go back to Campbell's. I might have to keep this because I miss my Fraser for candles when they're not around. So, but we can add that here and we can even add an ornament or two. We could just lay an ornament out there and look at how this velvet ornament picks up what's going on with our velvet poinsettia. Or if these were hanging on the Christmas tree, how fun that would be. So look at how great those look. And here's another one. I like that it's like they've been dipped in velvet and then they have a little glitter line across the top. Those look so great with this. And I just think it's a fun way for us to look at it that way. So now I promised you we were going to take it towards the garden a little bit, right? Well, wait, before we do that, let's swap out these trees and show you how that look could look if we used a different kind of tree. Maybe these trees are going to be better with our garden look. And these wonderful velvet trees are going to be better with this. These are a glass silhouette and they have velvet on the top of them. Look at how that changes that look almost immediately. You could swap out a different candle and you're ready to go. You could even use a little bit of our ribbon as an accent. on the table, and that would be wonderful too. You've got lots of great options that can happen with this. So let's take this towards a garden look a little bit more. I love these silhouette trees. They're absolutely glorious. And you know, every year in my presentations, when I'm there with you at Campbell's, that we show the different types of trees that they have. So make sure you stop by either the 40th or the 56th Street store and check out what they have this year. It's a great time to do that. We need to make this Christmas special. And so we'll use this. We'll set him back here for right now. I can't help myself. I always got to mess with it. You know, that's true. Okay, so back here, I have this guy. And what this is it's the big boxwood permanent sphere. And I place it down in these ornamental spheres that they have from Campbell's. I love that. And what I did was I just placed my poinsettia, a piece of my twig, and a piece of my evergreen into that sphere. And then I could sit this on the front porch. Look at these little, I love these little cardinals. And look, they have a little clip on the bottom. So we can just clip them on there. So it looks like he's perched up there over our poinsettia. Now, that could sit on the porch and it would be a fun way for us to welcome people to the front door. It's just a great accent for us. Now, let's take that into an arrangement. Let's do something like that in a flower arrangement, and we can make an accent that'll go along with that. I took this, just a regular square pottery pot, and I put the smaller decorative sphere inside there, and I anchored it down into the foam just by taking a wire and bending it into a U. So this is going to be our basis for this arrangement, and it's going to be an easy way for us to do that. Now, I didn't glue those in, so I can pop them out, and maybe I'd love to throw these two spheres into the garden in the summer and plant a plant inside of them or something, or have them as a decorative accessory. But we can use them as Christmas decorations for right now. So let's see what we can make in this one. We'll use a similar collection of these different types of foliages. We're going to start with that one piece. Remember, we kept that one piece. And again, that's why I like to spread these around. Getting these great permanent botanical stems from Campbell's, I can spread them around, and this one piece of foliage went into 3 different arrangements. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down inside there. It's kind of like building a ship in a bottle, okay? We're going to stick that in there. And then the great part about permanent botanicals is we can bend them into place. So now look at how we've made it look like it's just like growing right inside there. That's pretty fun. We use a little bit of eucalyptus. I got a eucalyptus stem here. We're going to trim that into 3 separate pieces. So we've got 3 different pieces to use. We'll put one over here on the side of the sphere, like that. We'll put another one back here because it's taller. Okay, and it can even fish inside there. And then we're going to put one right here on the edge of the pot. There we go. Now, we can add some of our white snow. This looks just like the trees in A Christmas Story. You know, when Ralphie wakes up in the morning and he looks out and he sees the thing all covered with snow, looks just like that. And we can use that as an accent in our arrangement. What we're going to do is we're going to bend it a little bit. I'm going to slip it inside here. I want to bring this back portion out. And I'm going to tuck it right down inside there. And then shape him. That's the best part about this. You know, these ornamental spheres too are great if you want to decorate with your patio pots. I know that many of you have come to those patio pot seminars that we've had before where we show you how to decorate your pots. And it's a great way. Take all of your plants out of your pot, and then you can put this sphere inside there and put in some Christmas evergreen. And you can put in some ornaments, some of the non-breakable ornaments, some of the great berries that they have at Campbell's too that are suitable for being outside. They won't crack or bleed, so that it's wonderful. And it's a great way for you to decorate with those. Remember, fresh evergreen and the trees, the wreaths, are all coming the week before Thanksgiving. And you can go to the Campbell's website, campbellsnursery.com. Looks like this. Let me just show you that campbellsnursery.com. Here we go, campbellsnursery.com. You can order your evergreen, your homegrown poinsettias there and arrange for them to be curbside pickup or delivered to your home. It's a great opportunity for you to do that. And while you're there, make sure that you join Campbell's Cultivator Club because it's free and it's going to keep you informed of all the newest things that are happening, give you special discounts, give you special opportunities throughout the year. So remember to do that. Okay? So campbellsnursery.com, very valuable resource for you. Okay, now let's add some of our red sparkle. Okay, so we're going to add some of that red sparkle. I think we need a little bit right up here in front because that's going to look good. And we'll use a little bit more in back. Now, what you're going to notice is I'm using this behind the other things because it is sparkly and it is going to show up really well. So having it in the back in here, intermixed through that, it's going to be really easy. I'll trim off this piece so I can cut it in and tuck it in just a little bit tighter. I like that. Now again, remember, as we're arranging like this, we're going to release those endorphins that are going to make us feel happier, feel less depressed, reduce stress, all those great things. Those are the health and wellness benefits that happen when we're flower arranging, whether it's permanent botanicals or fresh flowers. So then that's going to go right there. And obviously, once again, we've created a focal area down inside there where we need something, and that's going to be our poinsettia. So we're going to cut our poinsettia short. And that poinsettia, I'm just going to, he's all fluffed out and really pretty, but I'm going to take him in there and drive him down right inside there, and then I'm going to refluff him again. So this is that building the ship in a bottle again. I love that. And being able to shape that so that it looks perfect. You know what? There's something about having a flower down inside an arrangement like this that's almost like it's kind of caged inside there. Makes you want to come up and look down inside that arrangement and see what's going on inside there. We're going to use a little bit of that red ribbon this time. And we're going to take our stick, and again, I can use one of the stems that I just had here from this arrangement. I'm going to take that, and I'm going to push that ribbon right down into that foam. Then I'm going to bring it up, and I'm going to make a loop that's going to go over the top of these. And we're going to stick it in back here again. And again, you can go through and shape it. That's the great part about this wired ribbon is it's very easy for us to shape and form. Now, I think we need one more piece up here to give us a little bit more red because, at the holidays, the more red, the better. I like to have that holiday red out like that. Now, one of the other additions that I added here was the light up branches. So you could even put this out on your deck or your patio, and then it lights up. These are certified to be outside, so it's a great opportunity for us to use those outside and for us to light up an area that would be fun. Maybe you want to put it right outside. Maybe you don't have a big yard or something, but you can look out onto your deck or your patio deck, and it would just be a fun thing to have that lit up arrangement off to the side. And look at how great that might look with a couple of Christmas trees like this. How about a little watering can? I love this watering can. Enameled watering can, how fun that is. And this really brings to light then this wonderful candle that we have. And then we'll bring up our other ornament that we made. That ornamental sphere. And those poinsettias and those velvet poinsettias just go together so great. So it's a great opportunity for us to use the elegant look whether we want to take it towards garden or whether we want to take it towards more upscale and modern. We can do that with so many of the things that we find at Campbell's. Remember when you're there to go check out the other things. We always talk about the great napkins and paper plates that they have. We showed the candles this time, and there's always the best collection of candles. I have a huge drawer full of candles from Campbell's because they have the best selection there. Also remember blooming plants and green plants for the holidays. It's a great time if we're going to be hunkered down in our houses for a little bit longer to have great green plants inside that are going to help cleanse the air for us too. That's going to be super helpful and wonderful for us. So check out the blooming plants, not only their homegrown poinsettias and Christmas cactus, succulents, things like that, but green plants that are going to help filter the air in your home. I think it's a wonderful opportunity for you. So again, I miss you. I'm sorry we can't be together for this, but I'm glad that Campbell's discovered this great way for us to reach each other virtually so that we could be together for the holidays. Until I see you in person next time or on the television set, keep having fun with flowers.